You never know what's going to be thrown at you in life, but all you can do is just keep an optimistic view on things, that there's always going to be better, and you can always persevere through it.
Eric Law beats Gittleman with the sneak attack.
The reason why I wear number 15 is because one of my childhood best friends, Drew Babb, was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma right when he was going off to college. He wore number 15 at the University of Denver. He was very instrumental in me transferring back to DU just because I wanted to be closer to home, and when you see one of your best friends going through such a journey like that was of recovering, and I wanted that opportunity to be able to play college lacrosse with him. And he went through multiple rounds of chemo and radiation, beat cancer, was in remission, and then found out later that summer that he had a bone disease that he also had to battle that whole next year. So the first time he actually got to touch the field was his junior year. From the day that he stepped onto a field, he was a day one starter. He went into school going to be a midfielder and then transitioned to defense and was a starter for the next 2 years, and was one of the most athletic, inspiring, driven, competitive people I've ever been around. When I got drafted by the Outlaws, before I even knew if I was ever going to get an opportunity to play with the Outlaws, they asked what number I wanted, and that was the first one that jumped out to play a little homage to my best friend that really showed me what it's like to be a competitive, caring, compassionate person. And every time I see that number, it just reminds me of how thankful I am to be where I am today, and always play like it's your last. You never know when you're going to get this opportunity to do it again. So it's been something that's meant a lot to me. I've had opportunities to change it, and it's just stuck with me ever since.
Peterson to the doorstep, quick stick finish, Eric Law.
I try to be a great leader by example, and I feel like that's something I've always learned from Drew. Is it's not necessarily always what you have to say, but how hard you're working, and people can see the work you're putting in on and off the field to try to bring success to your team. I felt the responsibility because of the number that I wear, and especially kind of representing him and just representing from where you come from. He's someone I've always looked up to as someone that's always doing the right thing at the right time.
Law, it goes in.
What be your own champion means to me through kind of Drew's legacy is you never know what's going to be thrown at you in life, but all you can do is just keep your head down, keep working through it, and keep an optimistic view on things, that there's always going to be better and you always can keep progressing. One thing I learned from him is he never asked why me. It was always an opportunity to be better, an opportunity to fight it and overcome it. And I think that's something that the next generation take with them, is no matter what happens on or off the field, there's always going to be adversity, but you can always persevere through it. And it's been really cool to be able to see Drew come to games and watch games and see me honoring his number by wearing it on the biggest stage.